Oh. I got excited for a second, but I guess no. Yeah. Hey everyone, I'm going to react to Solo Leveling, episode 11, A Knight Who Defends an Empty Throne. Last episode, he was going on the raids with Jinho, and then this manager, An, approached him from the White Tiger Guild, I believe, to try to recruit him. It didn't go his way. He wound up buying these C rank or D rank, whatever, gates at a exorbitant price. But I guess at the end there he received the Jinwoo's phone number. Now there was this change. Jinwoo reached a certain level. He's leveled up to particular whatever, and then now there's gonna be some kind of job change thing that he's gonna do. I'm like, what does that mean? So hopefully that's what this episode is gonna be about. And before we get into it, if you guys have a reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/feelingmini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
転職クエスト。前回のレイドでレベル40を超えた時に出てきたクエスト。
Okay, so level
これまで
40.
普通に考えれば、職業に応じたスキルが得られる期待のイベントだ。
We'll see.
デイリークエスト。まあいいか、戻ってからで。さて、やっとこのゲームが本格的に始動する兆し
I
が。
wonder if he's gonna get back in early enough for the daily quest, or is he gonna be? It's not gonna be to finish whatever it is. This is gonna be finish it in early enough to do the daily quest, and then he's gonna have to do some kind of penalty thingy. Was that armor there? Oh. Because you forget. Ah. I've got to pay the bills. Oh, what you gonna get? Swear it, don't you dare forget. You gave me your best shot. Everybody, we can watch him as the power grows and grows. Let's get it.
遅くなりました。
いや、時間通りだ。
Is that to be a big brother?
久しぶりだな、ジンホ。
What is that?
状態の回復が使えないのか。クエストを完了しないと出ることもできない。
You can't leave. Can't use potions. You can't leave.
鎧タイプのモンスターか。
What skill was that? I forgot. There was a skill that went up to level 2. I'm forgetting which one it was. Was it dash?
表皮に硬い敵なら前にもいた。
Yeah.
地球ハンターに断られたという話は私の耳にも入っている。
現在ヨーロッパや中東圏のハンターとの交渉を進めています。アンドンスハンターの例もありますので。
そうだな。
ジンホ、
お
前が裏でこそこそ動いているのは分かっている。俺の邪魔だけはするなよ。
兄貴の力があれば絶対。
これで一息つけそう。隠密？隠密を使うのまで出てくるのか。
You have what, an assassin?
隠密に先行魔法。どうなってんだ。カサカの剣といい、まるでこれまでの戦いを振り返ってるかのようだ。ナイトは筋力、視覚は感覚、アーチャーは速度、魔法使い。おそらく知能で対抗するところなんだろうが、あいにくと知能はそこまで上げてない。
皆さん集まっているようです。
Are they doing the Jeju thingy?
いよいよです。
スターから出てきてくれて助かった。上級ナイトの胸当てか。おお、透明になるのか。動きの邪魔にもならない。
That's good. What was that? I must say, is there Cerberus in there? Oh, yeah. Wait. Did you already face Cerberus?
王の謁見室先神が覚えている二重ダンジョンで感じたものと同等の威圧感だただならぬ気配の正体はこいつか
Igris the Bloodred?
主のいない玉座を守るナイト
Is Jinwoo gonna be sitting on that throne after he defeats this dude? He clearly is gonna have to defeat him, or he won't be getting out of the dungeon, right?
こいつ柱をまるで越えたおるように重そうな鎧を身につけてこの速度なんて野郎だやはりダメか
To face the other knights with not having, like, your sword doesn't pierce or do anything to them. You had to use brute strength. So why would you think that this time was gonna work?
スピードはほぼ同等
Are you sure?
あの破壊力がある鎧の中までダメージを与えるためにはこれしかない
What only way? With your hands? Is he leaving his weapons?
ってやつか
Oh, being chivalrous. That's nice.
いよいよですね。噂をすればだ。
まずは会長に感謝を今回の作戦案承諾していただきありがとうございます
私はその流れにほんの少し助力しただけに過ぎない。だが気をつけたまえ。ジェジュ島は危険な場所だ。
重々承知しておりますあの戦いは僕の中で未だ続いているのです
I hope you don't die.
早い
That was... Bruh.
ガードしたのに体力が500は減った気がする攻撃力でかなわないのならこちらは速度を上げて
Okay, so he was dash. Does it not use mana? What? Was this? Did it say willpower? Oh. I got excited for a second, but I guess no. Yeah. He's just being manhandled. He's sitting on the throne. I did say he was gonna sit on the throne. Was that gonna do something to him or not? Like the fact that he sat on the throne, is that gonna give him some kind of powers or something? Or is it that I'm thinking he's not gonna be able to do the daily quest and there's gonna be some kind of punishment, right? Maybe that punishment is gonna take him out of this dungeon job quest thing, whatever, and save his life. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The armor. I'm not dying. Where did he stab?
その探検は譲渡不可能インベントリに戻り帰ってくれ勝ったんだよな
Okay. Is it over?
勝てたのはまぐれだろう。スキル、実力、経験値、その全てで差を感じる。
I don't know, I feel like there's gonna be some kind of twist.
150万ゴールドの入った巾着、それからイグリッドと同じ形の兜、しかも S 級アイテム。さらにルーン石支配者の手。どんなスキルなんだ。まあそのうちわかるだろう。
Probably gonna come in handy some point.
でこのタイミングで機関石が出てくるんだ。まさか転職クエストはまだ終わってないって。
Didn't I say that? I feel like that was gonna be some kind of twist.
交戦時間の長さ、本当？無限ウェーブか。級の奴らだったらものの数秒で俺がやられていただろうな。こいつらなら今の俺にも
Are you sure about that?
倒しても次から次へとゲートから湧いて出てくる。ギリギリまで時間を稼いでやる。
Oh well.
隠密が見破られた。でも隠密も殺気も使えない。経過時間は
5 minutes?
残念だがここは機関石を使って。
Is he gonna lose it? He lost it. Survive as long as possible to earn advancement points that are required to be assigned a higher class. To be assigned a higher class, like how they have the D's and the C's and the B's and the A and the S rank. I'm thinking that's what is meaning. I don't know. Okay, I was sitting here trying to figure out where to start with this episode, but let's talk about the non essential stuff, I guess, that happened this episode. And one of them is the leader of, I don't know what guild he's the leader of, but the one that wants to go to Jeju Island. I feel like they've said his name also previously, but I don't know, I don't remember his name. So he's actually going on to Jeju Island, I guess, to raid it, I guess, one more time. I don't know how it's gonna go, but okay, he's going. You also had this dinner with Jinho and his brother and their father, and the brother warning him to sort of like stay away from his endeavors in trying to create a guild. And he said that he was trying to poach the S rank members, S rank hunters in Japan, but they're not being, anything. He's looking into other S rankers from other countries. And then he mentioned Huang Dongsu, I think is his name, which is the guy that wants the revenge for Jinwoo and Jinho having survived his brother. So it's like maybe the guy is gonna accept and then come to the country and then kill whatever. I guess we will see where that leads. And Jinho's just there thinking they don't know that I have Jinho on my side right now. But that was it with them. Now the main thing this episode was this job change quest that he went on. I have no clue where this is leading. What job did he have previously and now he's changing jobs? Like, I don't get it. But he went to this quest and he can use potions, he can use basically healing arts. Is it potions or something else? Basically he can heal himself during this dungeon. So it's like he had to rely on brute force, dash, murderous intent, fatal strike, and all those things to try to defeat these knights. At first, they were just, I'm not gonna say regular knights, but they weren't that strong compared to the one that he faced last. I'm gonna call him Red. Now, when he defeated the first knight, he received these armors that he wore before went further ahead, and I believe he was he recovered his stamina. Like everything was like recovered after that first battle with those knights, and then he won the armor. He can feel the armor, but he knows he's there. The armor is also invisible, so that's good. So he goes up to the second door. He opens the door. There's this red knight that's standing there, and he said that the pressure that this guy is exuding resembled what they went through during that first episode, that dungeon, double dungeon. And then there's a throne behind him that was empty. I don't know what the signification of that is, but I believe I said that Jinho was gonna be sitting in that chair at some point, and he actually did, but like he was being most of the fight, he was being overwhelmed by the Red Knight. He increased I believe his speed. He used dash level 2, but even with that, he was being like, no, and then he sort of like got thrown into the throne, and that's when he sat on the throne. And I'm like, wait, so is that gonna do anything to him? Is he gonna receive some kind of special powers? So why would they have an empty throne in this room? Why not just the Red Knight be there? Why have a throne? So I'm thinking this throne was gonna be special, But then he just like the knight at first, they were not gonna use weapons anymore because his dagger was not really doing anything to the knight. So when he threw the dagger away, the knight also threw his weapons away, and then they started fighting hand to hand, basically, until he got thrown into the chair, onto the throne, and then he's just there, sort of like emotionless, until the knight approached and summoned his weapons and was about to stab or kill him or something. And that's when he used his armor, that's when his arm, basically to sort of like stop the attack. And then he's like, I'm not done yet, or something, it's not over, something along those lines. And then he, at first I didn't really see what he did. I had to replay that scene. It's like, after it happened, after he supposedly killed, but the system said he defeated him, right? So after he defeated him, I was here just thinking. I started sort of like thinking about, which one was it? I don't know, it just feels like he gets he gets beaten up a whole lot. Like most of the fight, he's overwhelmed. And then there's this strength that comes over him or whatever. And then he just sort of like defeats the enemy in like no time at all. And I couldn't help but be reminded of a sketch by Stephen He, where basically how the hero, I don't remember the title, but it's like it happens in anime a whole lot, where the hero of the story is getting beaten up, and then he starts thinking about some kind of flashback or whatever, and then he sort of regains this strength. And then in the Stephen He sketch, he's like, where did that strength come from? You were just like weak like a few seconds ago.
Did the writers just pull this out of their ass? You were not that strong like 2 minutes ago.
It's like, that's how I felt like when I was watching Jinwoo defeat this knight, because most of the time, like the majority of this fight, he was getting manhandled. Yes, he didn't. It's not like he was beaten up badly or anything, but he was getting manhandled by this knight, And he just sat there in the chair for like a few, and then it regained all this strength, and now the stab was working, And then at first I'm like, I didn't really see like where he stabbed the knight until he sort of like pushed on my second replay or third replay, whatever. He pushed the knight into the wall, and then the knight took the dagger. It fell like from his face or something. But then since the dagger didn't belong to the knight, it just sort of like disappeared and went back into the inventory, and then he summoned the dagger back again, and then he started stabbing him. And then it kept display. I had to pause it to see, how the little pop-ups of the things, and it said Fatal Strike. He was using Fatal Strike like a whole bunch. And the thing is, I still don't know what Fatal Strike does, but it clearly killed the knight. And I was incredulous. I'm like, did you really defeat him? But then the system is like, okay, it's done. But it's like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, like something else is gonna happen. And it did, because the system is like, okay, job change quest was still there. Now you're gonna have to survive. There was no time limit. Survive as long as you can. Like, and then he said that he was gonna gain advancement points or whatever and go up to a higher class or something. So I'm guessing if he goes through this, he's gonna be I don't want to say maybe an S rank. I don't know what this is going. I don't know what this is leading. But yeah, he was just like, I think he tried to use stealth, but it didn't work. And then I think he was also going to be using murderous intent, but it wasn't going to work either. And now there's all these knights that were just like swarming him. So I don't know. On my replay, I stopped at the ruler's hand. I believe was the rune stone that he had, and he's like, he doesn't really know what that's gonna do, and he was gonna check it out later or something or other like that. And I'm like, the ruler's hand. There was a throne, and he sat on the throne. Only the ruler of the kingdom sits on the throne, right? So maybe if he actually activates whatever skill this ruler's hand's gonna be, he's gonna have an ability that sort of like rules over all the knights, and they're gonna have to be subservient to him. I don't know. That's just where my mind was going when I saw that. But it's like, I don't know. Maybe he's not even gonna use it in this fight. Maybe he's gonna use it somewhere else. And I also thought, because before he went into the dungeon to do this job change quest, there were this daily quest that he's supposed to be doing, right? And I was saying that when he doesn't finish the daily quests, he gets this punishment, right? And I'm thinking maybe when he's going through this job change quest, it's gonna be like he's gonna spend the whole day there and he's not gonna do any of his daily quests, and then he's gonna have to do the emergency. And maybe because it's sort of like it's instantaneous, when he doesn't do the thing just like transports him to whatever the the punishment thing is gonna be. So when he was here, and then he defeated the red knight, and I'm like, wait, there's another shoe that's gonna drop, right? And then when the thing first popped up, and he's like you have to defeat all these people, like stay alive as long as you can, and then there's no time limit there, right? That's sort of like similar to that first punishment that he received, where he was in the hospital room. He got transported into this place where he had to survive these giant monsters for like, I believe 4 hours, I think. So it's like there was a counter it's timer over there, right? And you have to survive for 4 hours. And then here it's like, okay, you have to survive for as long as you can. So it's sort of like similar. So I'm thinking, is this a punishment for not having finished the for not having done the daily quest? Or is this still also part of the job change quest? Like, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I feel like I keep saying I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you want to see my reaction to episode 12, the link is going to be in the pinned comments. You can just click on it and you can watch it right now. I'll see you next time. Bye. My songs know what you did in the dark.